All right, I think we're good to go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this webinar series. We work for Michigan Dining, so we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. My name is Lori Haverland. I am the meal plan administrator. And on this call, we also have Eliza, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eliza Jarman. I'm one of the registered dietitians that supports Michigan Dining.
Great. So in this webinar, we are going to cover a wide variety of topics. So these topics just include like our meal plans, our dining dollars, Blue Box, we'll talk about Git, I'm Dining to Go, our online nutrition resources, about our job opportunities on campus, the Michigan Food Advisory Committee, as well as gift options available to purchase for your students. Just as a little extra background knowledge, Michigan Dining operates 9 dining halls, 20 plus cafes and markets, and then 5 catering kitchens on campus. So we do have a wide variety of locations on campus to serve our students. At the end, we will have some time for Q&A. If you do have any questions, please go ahead and drop them into the Q&A section, and we'll be answering those throughout the presentation as well. So we're going to dive right in. On the screen here, we have 3 residential meal plans. If you're living in a residence hall on campus, a meal plan is required as a part of your housing contract. You'll make your initial meal plan selection when you sign your housing contract. So these would be the 3 meal plans that you would choose between. If you're living elsewhere in Ann Arbor, you can add a meal plan via Git or by emailing mealplans@umich.edu. Beginning in late August. We are an all-you-care-to-eat facility, so you're welcome to eat as much or as little as you like when choosing to dine in at our dining halls. We do limit carryout options after dining in, but we do have a carryout program that we'll talk about a little bit further down in the presentation. A common question we get is what's the difference between dining dollars and Blue Box? Dining dollars are a part of the meal plan package. They can be spent at any Michigan Dining run location, as well as participating locations in the Michigan Union and Pierpont Commons. A full list can be found on our website for those locations. Blue Box are the campus currency. They can be added onto your student's M card at any point in the semester via Git. They can be spent anywhere that dining dollars are accepted, as well as additional participating locations, such as Barnes & Noble, which is one of the campus bookstores. It's important to know that Blue Box roll over from year to year, and it can be refunds can be requested at any point. And then a full list of those locations where Blue Box are accepted can be found on our Blue Box website, bluebox.umich.edu. We also have Git Mobile. It's our one-stop shop for information related to your meal plan and Blue Box. Students can use the Git to check their meal plan account balance 24/7. They can even add Blue Box and bill their student account with Git. Git can also be used to skip the line by ordering ahead at our retail locations. And they can access Git online by visiting dining.umich.edu/Git or through their phone with the mobile app, which is compatible for both Android and iOS. So I talked about Dining to Go. Like I said, this is our carryout program available to student meal plan holders. Students can carry out 1 meal at a time. They just need to bring back that reusable container to be able to carry out again. We use a reusable container to promote that sustainability aspect. Yeah. And with that, I will transition over to Eliza.
So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about how we display our menus online. So at Michigan Dining, we strive to be fully transparent with our students about what we're serving in the dining halls. And we do have a large population of students that have food allergies. So it's very important to us that we're completely transparent with what we're serving. So if you go to our dining website, dining.umich.edu, you will be able to see all of our dining hall menus displayed online. We display these menus 2 weeks in advance, so you can always look into the future to see what's going to be served if you're a planner and you like to plan ahead. That being said, menus are subject to change. However, you should be able to look ahead and be able to get a good idea of what's going to be served. You can also view the hours of operation for each of our dining halls on our dining website as well. And then on that little image, if you go to our dining website, it'll be a lot easier to see. But we also have allergen and dietary preference icons that are displayed on each of our menu offerings. So we have an icon for gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, halal, kosher, spicy, and then healthy, which is a set of guidelines set by a team of dietitians that helps identify healthier choices. So you'll be able to see these icons on our menu options. And then on the left-hand side on our dining website, we also have an allergen filter and a dietary preference filter. So if you're a student with food allergies and you have a top 9 allergen, you can go to our website and click on those allergens. And then when you view the menu, those items that contain those allergens will automatically be kind of grayed out. So anything in that darker black font, you know, is appropriate for you to eat. So that kind of helps to identify foods that are appropriate for students with food allergies. Just a side note about deep fried items on our menu. They're always going to be grayed out, even if they don't contain your allergen, or I'm sorry, we have a filter on the left-hand side. And if you do have a food allergy, we don't recommend eating foods out of the deep fryer or eat up to your discretion because we can't necessarily control for food allergies in the deep fryers. So Lori, you want to skip to the next slide for me? We also display our menus on the Michigan mobile app. So we highly recommend downloading this app onto your mobile device. It has a lot of great resources, including ability to view our dining hall menus. So it'll appear pretty similar to what is on our dining website. It's not going to have that allergen filter, but it'll still have the same icons. And if you click any of these menu items, a nutrition label will be generated and it'll tell you which allergens that dish contains. We also have a site called My Nutrition, which allows you to view full ingredient lists for all of the dishes that we serve in our dining halls. So some students have food allergies that are not included in the top 9 allergens. And this My Nutrition is really helpful for those students because they can kind of dig through ingredients lists and figure out whether a dish is appropriate for them to eat. So you can access My Nutrition both through our web menu as well as our mobile app. On our mobile app, you would just scroll all the way to the bottom and there should be a link to My Nutrition. And on our web menu, there should be a tab on the left-hand side where you can click My Nutrition. So on My Nutrition, you would navigate to the dining hall that you're eating at. You would select your meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and then you would open up that menu item. When you click on that menu item, again, a full ingredient list will be generated, or I'm sorry, a full nutrition label will be generated, and you'll see an ingredient list at the bottom. Lastly, I wanted to talk about station signage. So when you're walking through the dining hall, this is what our menu signage will actually look like. You'll see the entree name, you'll see the basic nutrition facts, and then there will be a contained statement in red font underneath that lists what allergens that dish contains. And I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but we do label for the top 9 allergens as well as beef, pork, and oats. So if the dish contains any of those items, it'll be in that red contained statement. So again, if you're a student with food allergies, it's really important as you're going through the dining hall before you pick up a plate, make sure to take a look at that menu sign and make sure that dish does not contain your allergens. We also have the icons on our menu signs in the dining halls. So you'll be able to easily identify which foods are vegetarian with the orange carrot symbol, which dishes are vegan with the green leaf symbol, which dishes are gluten-free with the blue GF, and so on. And then lastly, just some additional nutrition resources that we have to offer at Michigan. So we have dedicated gluten-free pantries in 4 of our dining halls, but we also serve gluten-free options at other dining halls as well. We just have 4 dedicated spaces for gluten-free pantries in 4 of our dining halls. So if you are a student that does not eat gluten, you would need MCARD access to get into these gluten-free pantries. So if you're interested in getting access, please email eatsmart@umich.edu. That is our email that goes to our team of dietitians. And there's just a short training video that you have to watch, and we'll be able to give you access to the gluten-free pantries. These gluten-free pantries are meant to be supplemental to what is already offered in the dining halls. So you'll find gluten-free breads, bagels, cookies, brownies, wraps, that type of thing, to help supplement the foods that you're finding in the dining halls. We also have what's called our Just Ask program. So we encourage our students to ask questions when they're navigating the dining halls. Coming to college is a huge change. It's a whole new food environment, and it can be stressful, but we don't want you stressing about food. That's the last thing you should be stressing about when you come to college. So don't be afraid to ask questions. We have managers and chefs in the dining halls that are all willing to help. You just have to initiate the conversation. We also have a certified kosher kitchen in South Quad Dining Hall. So if you're a student that keeps kosher, South Quad is where you'll find that kosher kitchen. We also offer kosher vegetarian offerings in other dining halls, but the certified kosher kitchen is where you'll find our kosher meat entrees. And then we also have a Michigan Hillel Center for additional kosher offerings. We offer halal options at all of our dining halls. So you'll be able to find these halal options by the purple halal icon shown on this slide. You should be able to find these options: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then lastly, we do offer free nutrition services as well. So if you are struggling to find options in the dining halls that work for you, we have a team of registered dietitians that are ready to help. So if you have any questions or concerns, or you're struggling to find options, don't hesitate to reach out to eatsmart@umich.edu, and we are more than happy to help you.
Lori, you're mute.
There we go. Thank you. Bound to happen. Thanks, Eliza, for all that great information. As we kind of mentioned in the beginning, we do have a wide variety of locations that we run. So that means we have tons of opportunities for jobs on campus. We have jobs ranging from baristas and dining service workers all the way to programmers. We have flexible job hours, and students tend to pick their schedules around their class schedules. And we also offer free meals with every shift. If you're interested in learning more about working for Michigan Dining, you can email foodiejobs@umich.edu. We also do have a food advisory board that's run by students. So this Michigan Dining Student Food Advisory Committee provides a student perspective to the Michigan Dining senior leadership team to advance the mission of Michigan Dining. They'll make suggestions for enhancements to services and new program initiatives. And the programs that we create are then based off the student input based off their wants and needs as it applies to customer service and customer health and nutrition. And if you're interested in learning more about being on this committee, there's the email on the slide right there. It's just mds-foodadvisorylead@umich.edu. We do also have several gift programs available. New to fall 2022, we have a program with Snack Magic where you can send your student pre-made boxes of snacks, or they can build their own. So you can go ahead and spoil your favorite Wolverine with snacks and swag. We talked about Blue Bucks, but you can also give Blue Bucks as a gift, again, with that dining.umich.edu/get website. You'll just need your student's U of M ID number, and you'll start to be able to add those in late August. And then the last gift opportunity we have is our M Dining gift cards. Those can be purchased online, again, dining.umich.edu/get. To give to your Wolverine before heading off to campus. With that, that kind of ends the presentation, and we'll open it up to more questions. Our contact information is on the slide here with our website. So as you have questions, go ahead and drop those into the Q&A, and we will answer those for you.
Lori, can you answer the question about meal plans? Somebody was asking how to select their own individual, and also where to find the information and how to sign up for a meal plan.
Yeah, so to sign up for a meal plan, it really depends on where you're living on campus. If you're living on campus in a residence hall, you'll make your initial meal plan selection on your housing contract. There's 3 different meal plans to choose from, so you'll choose the meal plan that you think will work best for you. You're not locked into that meal plan. We do offer changes. So if you change your mind after you make that selection on your housing contract, you are able to change your meal plan all the way up through 2 weeks after classes start via Git. And all of our meal plan options are on our website. So if you go to that dining.umich.edu on the site right now, there'll be a whole section dedicated to meal plans. The prices are not next year's rates yet, so they are just an estimate. We have our rates approved by the Board of Regents, so we will update those as soon as we get those approved prices back from them. I think I covered everything, but if I missed anything, let me know.
Sorry, Eliza, we have a question about if our oats are gluten-free. I did answer it once in the question list, but then it came up again. So if you could speak to what that is.
Sure. So our regular oatmeal that we serve in the dining halls does not contain any wheat ingredients, but it is not certified gluten-free. However, we do offer gluten-free oatmeal in our gluten-free pantries.
So we're getting a lot of questions about if this webinar will be published. The answer is yes, and I put the link in one of the answers to the questions. I can copy it again for you if you need it, and you can always reach out to mealplans@umich.edu and we can provide you additional information. Lori, I know this is a repetitive question, but it bears repeating. Can you talk about the difference between dining dollars and Blue Bucks, please?
Yeah, I can. So dining dollars come with the meal plans. They roll over from the fall to the winter as long as students have a winter term meal plan. Most students that live in the residence halls will have a meal plan for both semesters. Anything left over, though, at the end of the term is forfeited. They expire off those student accounts. Where Blue Bucks, they are an additional currency that can be purchased. They roll over from year to year. Students can ask for a refund at any point, and we automatically refund when students graduate at the very end of their time at the university. So really the big key difference is dining dollars come with the meal plans. Blue Bucks do not come with the meal plans. The different expiring versus not expiring, and how to purchase them. Dining dollars can be spent at any Michigan dining location, as well as participating food locations in the Michigan Union Building. So example like Panda Express, Subway, Amos. Those would be like additional participating locations. Blue Box can be used at any of those locations we've already mentioned, as well as additional locations, such as the Barnes and Noble in the Michigan Union's buildings, as well as other food locations around campus, in university buildings that aren't those union buildings, such as the Ross School of Business has a spot that will accept Blue Box, but not dining dollars.
We haven't had this question, but I do want to let people know that on home football days, if the game is a new game, we do open up early in our larger dining halls. Typically on the weekends, we open about 8, but on those weekends, we open a little earlier to get the students the opportunity to get food before they head off to the game. Let's see, we have some more questions rolling in. Okay, Lori, this one's for you. Does food cost less if purchased with Blue Bucks, or would it be the same to pay cash? Trying to figure out why to purchase more Blue Bucks.
Yeah, so it would be the same. It's a dollar for dollar matching. It does have the added benefit of it being right on the student M card. Additionally, because students can add Blue Box by billing their student account, there is that opportunity to use, I believe it's 529 accounts, based off the way that we bill for Blue Box, because we bill everything to their student account. So it's paid the same way that tuition is paid. It's another way, if you wanted to gift Blue Box to your student, you could just, again, go to that Git website and add Blue Box to their card as a gift. They get a little confirmation message as well. So it's kind of like the added benefit of adding Blue Box. Is just that convenience of having it on their M card, which the students are always going to have on them. But it is, again, that dollar for dollar match.
So the next question is, if you have the unlimited meal plan, can you purchase additional guest meals, or is the only way to do that to purchase the next biggest meal plan?
Yeah, so with our meal plans, they do come with different amounts of guest meals. Students can choose to use their guest meals. If they've used all of their guest meals for this semester, they can upgrade their meal plan for more guest meals as well as more dining dollars. We do also have single meal entry rates that students can use, dining dollars, Blue Box, or credit card at the door to bring a guest in if they were out of those guest meals. So there's a few different ways, and it really depends on the student and what their needs are. If they just want to bring a guest in, or if they want to more guest meals as well as more dining dollars, it really depends on the student and kind of where they're at in the semester.
The next question is there a dining card that you need to purchase on your M card?
There is not. So as soon as you have your M card printed, we will add meal plans in late August, as well as add Blue Box accounts to anyone who is an incoming student, first time at the university. So we will add everything directly to your M card, and then it's just swiping your M card from there. So coming into a dining hall, you would just hand the greeter or the host your M card, and they would swipe it for you. We do have contactless entry options available as well. If you have lost your M card or you left it in your room for the day, whatever it may be, to be able to use that contactless entry into our dining halls on the Git app.
I don't see any more questions that we haven't answered. Please know that if you have a question and we haven't answered it, feel free to email us. If you want to talk to our dietitians, it's eatsmart@umich.edu. If you have a meal plans question, check the website first, but mealplans@umich.edu. And if you have a question about Blue Bucks, bluebucks@umich.edu. Let's see, it looks like we have a couple more that just rolled in. What is the Mojo Dining Hall like?
Lori, you want this one?
I'll let you handle this one, Eliza.
The Mojo Dining Hall is really nice. I think it's our second biggest dining hall. Second or third? Second. they have a lot of options. There's always going to be vegan, vegetarian options, halal options, a grill station. There's a lot of seating. I'm not doing a great job of describing it, but a big salad bar, like yogurt fruit bar. And they have the best freshly baked cookies. It's a known fact.
Lori, the next question is for you. Can you please remind us what parents need to do? At this point, do we use the Get app?
Yep, so the Git app is just for our students, so definitely encourage your student to download the Git app so they have it while they're on campus. If you're interested at any point in adding Blue Bucks to your student's account, getting their U of M ID number. But other than that, as a parent, there's really not much you have to do. It's more on the students to make sure they're making their meal plan selection on their housing contract, downloading the Git app, so when they hit campus, they're ready to rock and roll.
How do I pay with dining dollars versus Blue Bucks if I am at a location that accepts both?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if the location accepts both dining dollars and Blue Bucks, since dining dollars do have that expiration date on them, the location will accept dining dollars first. If you do not have enough dining dollars, then it'll deduct from your Blue Box. So it's an automatic process to be able to then spend the appropriate declining balance currency.
Lori, somebody cannot find the Get app in the Get store. Can you describe what it looks like?
I can. I will open up the Apple store and I can give you the exact like words to type in. It is going to be, if you type in Get Mobile, just like GET Mobile, it's going to be Get, and it's going to have like a circle around it. It's the first one that's popping up when I type those words in.
And then if you could speak to the dining dollars and the rollover rules again, that would be great.
Yeah, so dining dollars roll over from the fall to the winter as long as a student has a winter term meal plan. Anything left over at the end of the winter term is forfeited and removed from student accounts. Typically, students that are living in those residence halls their first year will have a meal plan both for the fall and for the winter, since that meal plan is required as a part of the housing contract. But again, the key point is just having that meal plan and being enrolled in that meal plan. And then anything at the end of the term is being forfeited.
Okay, I think we're good to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us.